And Altseev was planning to come out for 213, and I think that's what's going to happen. And 213 is a 3 kilo increase, which would put him ahead of the Polish lifter Bartlomiej Bąk. And just looking at the clean and jerk situation now, there's still quite a few out there with lifts to come. Bakavariani with 2, Bąk with 2, Plesniks of Latvia with 2 to come, Altseev with 1, Babayan with 1, Shakil with 1, and also Akayev and Torokty of the Ukraine 3 apiece. So this is far from over. Altseev badly needs this to try and give himself an outside chance of staying in the overall medals. And that makes it 5 out of 6, which is not a bad evening's work here, and takes him to 394. 394 in modern context, exactly the same as he did last year in Minsk, when he did 5 out of 6.
Very fluid, clean. I would say it would benefit him if he could be more explosive on the jerk. I mean, he just doesn't, it's not like the switch is flipping on the jerk. Very fluid, clean though.
So he's finished, and he's in second place at the moment, and now Artur Plesniks. Now you can see he opened up on 210, got another 4 kilos to come. He's got 2 attempts here, and this would take him up to 384. But obviously 214 would put him into the lead in the clean and jerk. Just 19 years of age, the junior world champion from Sofia last year, and this is just a kilo below the weight he lifted there.
Yeah,
that a little close to the windpipe.
Well, holding the breath a little bit. Sometimes you might tend to hold the breath a little longer if you're working to stand up, which he was. I was trying to watch his eyes closely, especially with the help of the monitor, and I didn't know if he was looking as if he was getting a little lightheaded before he got set. He needed a little extra oomph for that jerk to succeed. We'd seen that from a prior attempt.
You can see that was pretty tight to the windpipe.
Yeah, it just does not drive up and drive down, as it were.
So same weight for Bartlomiej Bąk. Currently sitting in third place, of course missed out on a medal in the first part, but this is his second attempt. 3 kilo increase to take him to 394. That would take him from third into second, ahead of Altseev. So would increase his chances of staying in the overall medals. Better clean than the first one. And gets the result.
Nice jerk, the way he just punches himself through, the upper body goes through so that the bar is overhead, arms straight. That's one of the things that's unique about weightlifting. You're probably wondering, you hear me say, oh, up and down, you know, or jump up, jump down. And one of the things that's unique about weightlifting is your reverse directions there. You just saw it. First he pulls all the way up, then he has to race with his body down below. Same thing now in the jerk. He's going to drive the bar up and he's going to drive his body down. Reversing direction just like that. Great jerk, punches the bar overhead to straight arms.
2 men yet to start, and one of them about to come forward, and this is the man representing the Ukraine, and that is Oleksiy Torokty. 215 kilos on the bar. That's what he planned, Torokty, to come in and open up, but he only has 170 from the first half, so has to catch up here. But this 215 would take him to 385 and will put him from essentially nowhere at the moment up into 4th place. Well, that is an example of a man who suddenly completely lost the belief there. You don't see that too often, particularly on a first attempt.
Yeah, you know, if I were he, I'd be particularly concerned about that because we have some real dignitaries here, but one of them happens to be Anatoly Pisarenko.
Our hero.
Our hero, and he's up there. I don't think I would want Anatoly Pisarenko to see me choke on a lifter, a team that he's probably funding.
And for one or two who don't know that name, I mean, one of the great gold medal winners.
Ferocious, I mean, just looked like a carnivore.
Yeah, just talk about his competitions.
Well, I mean, just an outstanding. We're talking about the Soviet dynasty. I mean, we're in Russia. You know, when this was Soviet Union, I mean, this is the part of the world that ruled the super heavyweight class. And we've seen some of those champions are here tonight. Alexander Kurlovich, Anatoly Pisarenko going down a bodyweight class. Yuri Zakharevich is here. Skipping over to Romania. You know, we've
Pisarenko's achievements.
Super heavyweight. You're not going to make me rattle off his top lifts, are you, David?
I was actually.
Well, you give me too much credit, but we're talking big, big numbers, and we're going back to the 80s.
No, world champion. Well, he's got 50 seconds. And Mr. Wimbok, the technical controller. And the clock's still running here. Psyching himself up. This man, with the sort of weights that he can lift, he's limping on here, Randy. Just,
Power jerk, yeah.
And that just about keeps him in the competition.
And limping, it's more pronounced now.
And the dilemma there was he's 385, which is in 4th place. He actually needed to make this first time around. If he made it first time around, then giving himself 2 attempts to get up amongst the medalists. As it is, he's only got 1 more go. Very expensive first failure, that.
Yeah, they have a habit of coming back to snakebite here. There are no freebies, and when you only have three attempts in each lift, you can't afford to waste any of them.
He does lead the clean and jerk, and now Shakila for Poland. This is his 3rd and final attempt. Weighed in at 104.65, so he's lighter than Tarokti, so he would go into 1st place in the clean and jerk, and he'd have a total of 389. Well, Academic, he stays where he is. And that was attempt number 3, so stays in 5th place overall at the moment and destined to be pushed down a little further than that.
Bounces up like a rubber ball, no problem at all recovering from that. But doesn't have the reversal of direction that we talked about before for the jerk. I mean, if he had gotten his body lower, he would have locked that out.
So onto the stage comes Mr. Plesniks from Latvia. Now this is 15, he's on 380, but where he's heading himself is to try and get a clean and jerk medal here. 215, 103.36, and this would take him into the lead in the clean and jerk, ahead of Tarokti. It's his last attempt, so he just has to try and do this and then wait and see what happens.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
No, just can't stand up.
And real disappointment there. And again, the statistics tell the story there, 1 out of 3. But he has got time on his side. Just a disappointment. Disappointment, of course, just to reiterate that Victor Shebatis, one of the great campaigners of super heavyweights, 4 Olympic Games, 2 Olympic medals, a silver and a bronze, 5 European Championships, but sadly his mother not well and quite understandably staying at home. And again, we wish him well. And now this is Makavariani, big chance for the Georgian now. 217, 4 kilos up. This for 400 kilos. So just at the moment, he leads everything overall and the clean and jerk. Second attempt, he's got 1 more to go. And the only man really who looks like taking him apart is going to be Mr. Akayev, the Russian half-time leader with a 12-kilo advantage ahead of this man who has yet to start his campaign. And he's due to come in at 220. I sort of wonder about the Russians, whether they might have thought about just moderating that 220, just to, you know, bring him in and make sure that they get the title. That
be absolutely certain.
Yeah.
I don't know if they want to baby him too much.
No, I mean, when he was getting his Olympic medals, 217, 220, that was pretty normal food and drink for him.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, you know, we've not seen the best of him for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And he could have just, I suppose, erred on the side of safety. Babian now down on 380 at the moment, 210. So this is an 8-kilo increase to take him up to 388, but that would still only put him up to 4th overall. But more relevantly, it would put him into the lead in the clean and jerk, and that's what he's after, a clean and jerk medal representing Armenia. It is so unforgiving if you just don't have the strength.
Well, sometimes if you try to power jerk it and you don't quite have it, you get driven down into a squat jerk, and things change rapidly for most lifters as you would go from a power squat, which is like a quarter squat, to a full squat jerk. Very few people can do a full squat jerk with any certainty.
6 attempts left. 1 for Makavariani, 1 for Torokhli, 1 for Bartlomy Bonk of Georgia, Ukraine and Poland respectively, and 3 at the mercy of Mr. Akayev, who still waits in the wings as Torokhli looks much better now the way he's coming out now.
Well, I was just checking in. Anatoly Pizarenko is watching closely.
218.
Oh. Okay, don't worry, he's not dead. Might look like it, but he's not. The first time anyone sees that, I think the assumption is the guy's been decapitated, and it's just a natural reaction. But in fact, you can see when you look at a barbell, there's quite a bit of clearance between the bar itself and the platform. And fortunately, it works out that there's enough that can go over your throat, and you'll be fine. Watch. Looks like he should be dead, but he's just fine. It really gets everyone's attention, though.
So out onto the stage comes Hajimurat Akayev, and this, the 220 that he announced that he was going to take, with 195 already secured. So this for 415. He does this and nobody's going to catch him, but he still has to lift it. Well, the clean was anything but textbook. Had to adjust, but plenty of strength to put it above his head and to effectively secure the championship. But the clean, well, I just said, Randy, wasn't textbook, was it?
No, but you know, my overall impression, David, was that whereas his snatches were ragged or rugged, depending upon which you prefer, clean and jerks looked a lot smoother right now. Everything's relative, right? There's a clean, by the way, on the fingertips, which we talked about earlier. But now watch the jerk is, you know, really quite under control. There it is.
I agree with you on the second phase, absolutely fine. But you know, as the weight gets bigger, that clean has got to be done, you know, more precisely, more economically. He's got to catch it in the right place.
Got runaway barbell. I think the center referee is already getting nervous about what could happen.
And now Bartleby Bonk with the bar going to 221, and on his mind at the moment is this clean and jerk gold medal. This is a 7 kilo increase, and that would take him to a total of 401. And 401 would put him also into the silver medal overall. "20 seconds. Third and final attempt. Very deep, can't drive up, and stays in the bronze medal position.
That was a pretty hefty increase. He went from 214 to 221, going from that second to the third attempt, and it was just too much weight for him.
I think what he was doing, quite frankly, he'd been holding back, knowing that he was going to get an overall medal, just having a look to see what he would need to do, maybe to grab the gold medal in the clean and jerk. So I'm not overcritical in that sense. And now Makavadiani, who has had a pretty good evening, going for 221. This is 4 kilos up. This is for a 404 finish. Consolidates his runners-up spot. Not to be on this day, and he finishes on exactly 400 kilos, and that is a 10 kilo improvement on what he did at the last 2 World Championships. And in fact, looking back right the way to 2006, 400 kilos is his most successful total, and Georgia on the medal table thanks to the efforts of this man this afternoon, or this evening I should say.
Yeah, I think it's been my feeling very definitely. This is a very gracious group of fans, don't you think? I mean, they're giving applause freely. I mean, athletes, other countries, I mean, very receptive and warm, don't you think? Very supportive.
Yeah, and I think bodes very well for the university out in a couple of years' time, which they're point if you're going to come here. Multi-sports, big event, and I must say, people around here are really friendly. And okay, if he's won the title, he's won the championship, it's another championship for the host nation, Russia. And now 225 on the bar. Clean and jerk world record, just for reference, is 237, but 225. Second attempt here to take him to 415, goes to 420. Good lift. And 420 now, getting amongst the sort of respectable numbers that have taken this title in the past years. The disqualified and disgraced Aronov of Belarus won this with 420 last season. And if I go back, Dowenga 424 in 2006, Schwarzkopf 422.5 in 2005, Razoronov of Ukraine 425 in 2003, and the bar going to 230. and he's trying to give himself a 4:25 finish here. And if I look all the way through the winning totals, right the way back to 1998, when these weight categories were established, only one man has finished on 4:25, and that is Igor Razaronov, who took the European title in 2003 in Loutraki with this total.
Yeah. Now these are serious numbers, and this bodes well not just for the Worlds later this year in Paris, but then for the Olympics in London next year. This guy really attacks the cleans, right? I mean, I don't think he's a vegetarian.
Yeah, I mean, 4:25 is 11 kilos short of the world total record, which also happens to be the European record as well. So it's a heck of a good performance. And of course, you know, he's got nobody pushing him. This is all about himself.
Yeah, which is an interesting point, because you can argue, well, it makes it easier for him, but you know, you can also argue it makes it harder for him to pull the big lifts out. But he makes this, I don't know, tip your hat to this guy.
So, coached by Maxi Makayev, there he is. And it's been a good evening for this man, who's moved up from his Olympic weight categories of 94 kilos to 105. He won the junior world title back in 2004 as a 94 kilo lifter, and now has taken the European senior title at 105. First European title for this man. And this is to put some icing on the cake. 4:25 total if he gets it. Punches it out, and that is 6 out of 6. The perfect set. Progress right the way through the snatch phase and continue through the clean and jerk. And not too many do this, but he has really excelled this evening. A really warm smile on the face of his coach, and he's pointing to Maxi Makayev, his coach, recognizing the support that he's had. Comes down, shakes hands with David Rigger. There's Maxi, his coach. It's a team effort, and you've got to be impressed, Randy. 6 out of 6, and equals the best ever at European level.
You know, he showed earlier that he's got a really strong jerk. He had to work on the clean, but that jerk was never, I mean, it was never really in doubt. Nice, nice performance. We didn't get the close battle, but we sure got the big numbers. And another gold medal for host country Russia. Watch this. Clean, he's going to have to work on a little bit. Watch. Working to stand up. But he's just going to destroy the jerk.
And he joins the ranks of some great Russian lifters who've taken this title. Most recently, Vladimir Shmorchkov, who won it twice. Last time in 2009. Dmitry Berestov of Russia, who's not more than a few meters away from us now. He won it in 2008. And Yevgeny Chigashev will be in action tomorrow.
Right.
He won this title back in 2001 in Trenchin.
And when it was the 110 kilo class, the most famous of all, Yuri Zakharevich, who is here also tonight.
And you can see what it means to him. I mean, it's a great achievement to do 6 out of 6 and just keep doing personal best after personal best. This is the situation in the clean and jerk. You can see there are those 3 good lifts, 230, and he's way ahead. Look, 13 kilos ahead of Makavariani, with Tarokhsty actually ending up with the consolation bronze there for the Ukraine, ahead of Bonk of Poland, who, like in the first half, ends up in 4th place. He was 4th in the snatch, 4th now in the clean and jerk.
It's early, David, but you know, the performance like that, it sends a message. You know what? I'm a front runner for the Olympics in London.
Well, again, it also comes down to the other question. The maximum number of male competitors that any nation can send are 6. So you not only have to win your class, you have to be the best of the best to get that Olympic place. And there it is, 4:25. That's a 25 kilo winning margin. That's really excellent, high class. And Makavariani of Georgia did very little wrong. 400 personal best for him. And Bartolomei Bonk, he didn't get any individual medals, but he has got the overall bronze for Poland. So that is a step forward.